Hi everybody. Sorry I've not done a video for a couple of weeks, but just got back from Disneyland. Absolutely knackered. I did a short the other day, color coded up all the seed pots for my brother, so he didn't make a mistake. And yeah, he done a good job of looking after the birds, so no casualties. Apart from one cock, actually, one of my red factor cocks. Good job he checked, really, because one of the cocks was a little bit beat up. But yeah, he's doing all right now. They're still trying to get at each other through the wire, as you can see now. Yeah, these two, I don't know what it is. I've never had it that bad before. Yeah, so I've just got one spare cock in this flight, and I've had to put that other one in with these spare hens just for now. Right, let's start with the bad news. Always bad news in bird keeping. Right, so I did mention one of the pairs of birds I brought back from Stafford, my little pair of red poles. Fell in love with them, absolutely gorgeous little birds. Well, after, I don't know how long it was, well, 2 weeks, not even that, she puffed up and killed over. I have not got a clue why, but that's bird keeping, I suppose. So I reached out to someone on my Facebook group and managed to get hold of another hen. So I think I've had her a couple of weeks now, so she's been in with this cockbird, and they bonded. I think they're feeding each other and all that stuff, but not added a pan or anything yet, or a nest in sight. Yeah, no rush. Some more news. Yeah, so basically what happened was, like I said, I reached out to this guy and got another hen, but we did a deal with some greenfinches. So he had some greenfinches off of me, sorted me out with the extra, and in return I had so he had a trio off of me, and I had a hen red pole for him. So not too much money was exchanged, which is always nice if you can help each other out. A couple of pairs of red factors have moved on. So like I said, I'm just left with a couple of spare hens in here. I've still got my feeder 5 hen, she's on standby. I might set a little cage up for her, just in case I have any issues with anything. I know she will rear birds for me. Yeah, so we've moved on some greenies. All these flights had a big deep clean, and I've chose the greenfinches I'm going to keep. I've gone with a trio, only because I just haven't really got the space, so we'll see how that works out. So I've chose what I think is my best 2 hens, Lutinos. One which I thought was actually a cockbird, because that one at the back is quite nice in colour, and normally the richer in colour Lutinos can be cocks, but I think it is a hen. So and we haven't had no fighting or anything, and obviously I've kept my only split normal cockbird. So easy choice, that one. That's my only split. Like I said in one of my previous videos, I also got a hen which was out of the same nest, but I was only to find out not that long ago that hen birds, they're not splits. Don't know why that is, but it's only the cockbird that carries the gene. So yeah, so the ideal pairing, cockbird, split to the visuals. So yeah, I put a nest site in there. I still don't think they're ready. They might want a bit more cover around the nest site, which I will probably end up doing, but they're not that ready yet anyway, so I'm not too worried. I'll probably have to put a bit of cover around this, but we'll see. Yeah, so we are away with the breeding season now, with the mule pairs and my canaries, which I'll get onto next. So the mule pairs, I've just recently, this morning, took her eggs away. She had eggs, this one. They were clear, so it's either, I don't know, the cockbird probably isn't ready yet. Now this is the part that I don't understand or not too sure on. If there's anyone out there that are masters on mule breeding, which I've obviously never done, they must be bonded, because this hen, she's calling for the cock all the time to be fed, but he's constantly like, I don't know what you call it really, like they're not bickering, but he's like, you could tell he's not ready. He's just like warning her off, but she's constantly calling to him. So whether that means they're paired, I don't know. So yeah, I'll give her a little bit of time and then reintroduce another nest pan. Hopefully he will fill eggs. The pair that I was, I thought I would, I mean, I still might do all right with them, but the pair that I thought was most promising, let's just say that, was this red factor hen with this cock. Only because I know the background of this cock. He's a young bird and he's never been paired to anything else. Got him from a top breeder that I've been talking to up north. Yeah, really nice, really nice cockbird. So yeah, obviously he's never been paired to anything else. So I just thought these two would hit it off straight away, which I think they're paired at bonded. I'm not too sure. As advised, I put all my mule pairs together as soon as I knew like the sex of this one. I mean, with the egg gates, you can tell straight away. Got them in as quick as I could to make sure that they do bond. She did build up this hen and then just did nothing, but was kind of looking a little bit like puffed up. So I don't know, I thought she might have an egg banged. So she started looking a little bit better, but yeah, she didn't lay anything. So I took her nest pan away. Yeah, there's no rush. I'll give her a week or two and just see how she is before I think about putting the nest pan back in. She has perked up a little bit now, but yeah, it's a bit strange. I've got another hen in my other cage as well, which was also looking a little bit not that great this morning. So I'll get to that one in a minute. So the third mule in pair. Again, like I said, I know the background of this cock. These two, I were gifted these. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. It might have been not last year or the year before. I don't know the background of them, so they're obviously, I think they're 3 years old now. Again, I see the hen calling to him. I haven't actually seen him feed her or anything, but as I've obviously got back late last night from Paris, obviously got in here this morning, and she's on 4 eggs. So, because what I was doing was obviously taking the eggs away and replacing with dummies. Obviously, as people know, that goldfinches, they they are known to sort of, or so I'm told, egg breaking. So obviously I couldn't do that with this pair because obviously I was away, but she'd laid 4 eggs when I was away. So, and they're not broken, so hopefully that cock will not touch the eggs. And then fingers crossed they're full. Dandelions are coming in now, so dug a few of those up and I'm starting to chuck those in. Obviously the goldfinches, love them, and soon when you get the heads change and they get the seeds, they like obviously go mad for that as well. It brings them into condition. Right, so let's get on to the canaries. So originally I had my canaries all separated off with a blank divider, and I come to realise that I didn't think that was really a good idea, because this section down here, it was almost like this, because the light comes in this way from into the bird shed. This row of birds here were almost in the dark all the time, which I think, well, that can't be any good. So I thought, well, I'm going to try something else and go with what a few of the lads are doing now, is like the communal sort of breeding, or whatever they call it. And one of the chaps on one of my previous videos come up with a good idea what that same sort of scenario, John Walker. So thanks for your comment, mate. That was you can see you've got a lot of knowledge on birds. So yeah, I've gone with that. I thought, well, I'll let them in together, and then like this hen, for instance, when I knew she was sitting, I just slid the divider in. So she's I could probably do the same with the cock, just separate them now when they're sitting and they're not disturbed. But yeah, I've just left that cock in with that hen. But yeah, so this one is was sat on 3, and this one was sat on 4. So this non-intensive hen in here is it's one of my own. So that'll be interesting to see what I breed from that one. And obviously this non-intensive red-black will be very interesting to see what we get out of those. Hopefully some nice variegated birds. Right, I'll get to the agates in a minute. Right, another one of my own birds. Not the Italian cock. This little hen here. So obviously I've been away. I've come back this morning. She was sat on her eggs, jumped off. I was obviously cleaned all the birds out, and she was just looking really like puffed up, and she wasn't going back on the nest. And I just thought, something's not right with her. A bit like that other hen in my mule pair. Just, I don't know, just really like puffed up and not interested. And then I felt the eggs, and they were cold, so I don't know whether she's just been on and off them and not sitting properly, but they were full. 4 eggs, I think it was. Yeah, 4 eggs. And it didn't look like she was going to go back on, so I thought, well, because this hen up in this corner only had 3, I thought I'll just, and she's sitting lovely and tight, that bird, and this one up here as well. So I just shared her eggs out. Yeah, we'll see if I get anything, and then it might be I might not bother with this one again now, but we'll see if she perks up a little bit. Yeah, so that's it for them. This other Italian bird, yeah, she's I think she's due in about 4 days. They're due to hatch in about 4 days, I think. Yeah, sat nice and tight. Can't remember how many eggs she's under now. I think it's 4 eggs. It was all full, so hopefully we'll get some nice birds. Right, let's go back to the agates, or agats, or whatever you call them. So a little bit strange with these. So this one, this is the Italian one. Started laying. Again, I was chucking the cock like a day in each cage. I couldn't do the sort of communal thing because the hens kept squabbling and fighting, so that was that. So I had to keep them separated. So I kept using the cock in each cage just to make sure he does his job. I'm trying to think how many. Let's have a little look. I can't remember how many eggs she got now. So 4 in there. But she started laying them. It seems like quite a while ago now, and I sort of sometimes see her attempting to sit and then not. Yeah, I don't know, it was a bit strange, but it's the same with my hen here, and I bred with her from this one last year, and she was, from what I can remember, she was pretty good. So but yeah, she pretty much laid a full clutch now, but she don't seem like she wanna sit on them. So again, it might, well, I'll give them a couple of days and we'll see if they start sitting. Hopefully they do. But if not, I might have to get my little feeder, get her to sit on them for me. But if that's the case, I'll have to this little hen here. See that cock? I've only chucked him in there. That was the one my brother put in there for me. That was fighting with one of my other birds. They're feeding each other already, so she will go straight down. It might be a case of setting a little cage up for this feeder and giving her some eggs, because obviously I do want some birds at these Italian agates. They are Scarati, I think. Oh, what was his name was, the chap? I can't remember. Someone might be able to remind me. But yeah, lovely birds. Cost a bloody arm and a leg as well, so I definitely want something from them. Yeah, this red black cockbird been singing his head off. He's desperate for a hen, but you just have to sit in there for a bit until this one has her first round. So I think the plan was I'm going to have a round, get some nice dark or nice variegated birds using this cockbird, and then I'm going to pair her back to the cock that she came with, this intensive bird. So hopefully breed some nice young'uns and maybe have a round. So I'm not going to go mad, guys. I haven't really got the space. I think I probably need to move these greenfinches on, and the odd spare. I got the odd spare cock in there. They might have to go. I think I need this for my young birds, because at the moment I've only got my my little weaning cage, which I haven't quite set up properly yet. I mean, that will house probably, I don't know, half a dozen birds. But hopefully we breed a few more than that. So, but I think I've only got, is it 25 or 30 canary rings? So I'm not going to be breeding massive amounts of birds anyway. And obviously, as you guys know, my shed ain't the biggest, so I can't be breeding too many. So it depends how many I sort of get from the first round. Do I just only do 2 rounds? We'll see. We'll see how many we get. And I tell you another thing that I'm going to really think hard about. So what the birds I bred last year, I think I held on to them for too long. Like, I was just sort of like looking at them and making sure I made like the right decisions on what I wanted to keep, and obviously sex wise with the reds, obviously you can't, I thought I always knew which was which. I slowly sort of separated them, like that sort of thing. But obviously I kept on to them for quite a while, and then it got to the stage where like I needed to move them on, and I couldn't sort of move them on quick enough. Whereas years gone by breeding canaries, I can't breed enough for people just snapping my hand off for them. Where this year it just seems like no one really wanted any. It's really strange year. But I've never sold birds at a show, like a sale, sorry, and I've always just word of mouth or I know you're not really meant to these days, but Facebook, always moved a couple of birds on. But yeah, this year I sort of really sort of struggled to move, but I think I've kept them too long. So next year, obviously, because I haven't got the space as well, I may have to make some decisions a little bit sooner. I mean, because you start letting birds go sort of March, April, and people's probably already got what they want to breed with and stuff like that. So so yeah, next year, I mean, by the winter time, I think I need to have made my decisions and moved on what I don't want. But not only that as well, is when you're sort of selling them as pairs, you want to make sure that you're giving the person they are actually getting a pair. You know what I mean? Obviously with the agates is a bit easier to tell, obviously, but with the reds, I wouldn't like to make a mistake. So that's why, another reason I sort of hold on to them for as long as I can. But yeah, obviously space is an issue. So that's where we are at the moment. Yeah, so these greenies in here, like I said, they're sort of spare. They will go straight down, especially this satinette hen. She's I think she's about 3 years old. She's the only original hen that I bought a couple of years ago that actually reared greenfinches for me. So all the rest of the birds I bred last year were under feeders. So, and this cockbird down there, they've been feeding each other, but they've also been squabbling a little bit as well. But I know for sure those two will go straight down. The younger birds, obviously last year's birds, they are a little bit, it might be a little bit later coming in. So yeah, I put a little bit of nest material in, as you can see, but they don't seem too fussed yet. Again, I'm not sure whether it's a good idea as a trio in this cage. It's not huge. What is it, 4 foot wide, something like that, maybe, roughly. Yeah, not sure how deep. Probably about 2.5 foot deep. Height, sorry, and the same depth. Nice size little flight for a pair of greenfinches. Maybe not a trio. But yeah, we'll see. Another thing this year as well. Obviously, I mentioned I'm trying to take the eggs from the mules, the mule in pairs, just to make sure we don't have any of the accidents with the eggs, and obviously replacing them with the dummy eggs. This year with the canaries, I haven't bothered. I just haven't really got the time, so I've been just letting I'll just let nature take its course this year, and we'll see if it makes much difference to what I bred last year. I remember last year hatch rate wasn't great, but perhaps it was a bit dry last year, I don't know, but I was getting a lot of dead in shells. So we'll see this year. Hopefully, if we get in around the 20s, I'll be happy. I mean, I should get that from this many birds, to be fair, but we'll see. Another one of my hens, spare. That siskin cock was doing nothing, so I thought, no, I'll just put them together. again, I might use her for a feeder. I might give him a nest pan soon. I know she wants to go down. This little siskin didn't fill eggs for me last year, so we'll see. I was going to put that, well, I did have that siskin with my little Fife cross feeder, just as a bit of a chance to see if he'd fill any eggs for her. If not, she'd have been used for a feeder. But I thought, well, why have this cock with the Fife cross when it could be with an intensive red factor? He'd probably get better quality young if he did fill eggs. So I've gone with that for now. They've probably been together, I don't know, 3-4 weeks, something like that. I can't remember when I last did the last video. It's been a bit of a while. So yeah, that's where we are at the moment. Within the next week, hopefully I'll have some chicks. But yeah, all systems go. So yeah, I'll probably do another video in probably about a week's time, I would have thought. Week or two maybe, tops. Yeah, thanks for all the new subscribers. It's shot up a little bit in the last couple of months. I mean, I started doing videos for quite a long time ago. I think when it was, you'd only had the Red Factor man doing videos. It's just a shame I didn't persevere with it and put a few more out at that time, but obviously it is what it is. So I've only really started chucking out videos again recently, and yeah, the subscribers have shot up, so thank you everyone who's subscribed. Yeah, so I'll probably do a video in about a week or two's time. Hopefully we got some chicks.